Good evening and welcome to Full Velocity Racing Network, your source for eSport racing here with the DWR gang here at the USA Speedway. I'm Todd Stanton. Alongside of me will be Jake Keel. Welcome back to the booth, Jake. It's glad to have you a part of Full Velocity Racing Network. Once again, glad to see you up here.
Well, thank you, Todd. I'm glad to be back in the booth with y'all at Full Velocity Racing Network. My first time with y'all since the name change, so I'm excited to be here. Excited to be back for Wednesday night street fights. It's going to be a hell of a night, and want to thank you for having me once again.
Yes, indeed. Cannot wait to see this. The dirt track announcer out there, I know he's been having the weather, same type of weather that we've been having up here in upstate New York. Horrible weather. I tell you, one race out of 5 races we've raced here in upstate New York. Jake, I know you've been going through about the same down there in Oklahoma.
Well, I think we've lost about 8 to 10 nights of racing between the two tracks that I've been working at. But, you know, we're getting some good solid racing in while we've been doing it down there at Southern Oklahoma Speedway, as well as Red Dirt Raceway there in Oklahoma. So, you know, we're trying to get there. We've got some big things planned ahead for the next couple of weeks. So, you know, I'm excited to get back at the track, but I'm also excited to be back on iRacing tonight.
I'm definitely excited to be back. And we're here with the DWR guys here tonight, USA International Speedway. It's going to be a fantastic race in store for us here like we always have on Wednesday night street fights. We're always glad to be a part of this one. But we got to thank our sponsors out there that get through here on Full Velocity Racing Network each and every night. Hanover Wreckers Service, Tyler Blankenship and the crew over there. He's our official Yellow Flag sponsor here. We got to thank Tyler Blankenship and Hanover Wreckers Service for coming aboard here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Check him out at Hanover Wreckers Service on Facebook. I tell you what, he's got some interesting things going on there. Also got to thank iRacing iFlag. If you want to be a step above the competition, head on over to iRacingIFlag.com, get one of them iFlags, get one of them pit boxes, get something from iRacing iFlag. Great sponsor here, Jeff Brown. Thank you so much for being a part of Full Velocity Racing Network, and make sure you head on over there to iRacingIFlag.com. Check those guys out. Also got to thank Voiles Trucking. Kathy and Brian Voiles, our main sponsor in NASCAR 2003, a sponsor here with the iRacing community too, and those guys coming aboard, a fantastic sponsor here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Also got to thank BladeNode.com, Simple Web Solutions powered by Nerds. Simple Web Solutions powered by Nerds. If you use the promo code FVRN, you get 25% off. Also got to thank South Texas Speedway in Corpus Christi, Texas. Follow them on the web at www.southtxspeedway.com. Also got to thank Jake Keel and hashtag Making Dirt Track Racing Great Again. Monstar Productions, check him out. He's got a lot of things coming on. He's got an awesome race. We'll talk a little bit more now that I finally got him on the air. A little bit more about the race that he's got up and coming here right around for the Firecracker 40. So we'll talk a little bit more on the air about that one. But Monstar Productions, thank you, Jake, for coming aboard on that. Also got to thank TDR-Racing.net for the official Turtle race, Turtle sponsor of the Full Velocity Racing Network. Also got to thank Hard Motorsports for our quick time. Hard Motorsports, our quick time here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Also got to thank Trash Panda Graphics, Evil One Graphics, and also got to thank Brendan Spatafora here and his YouTube show with the gent there over on YouTube. So got to thank Brendan Spatafora. Got to thank everybody for involved. Most of all, got to thank the Full Velocity Racing Network fans here for being involved. So as we get locked and loaded here, just waiting for these guys, we're going to send it down trackside for the playing of our national anthem.
Star
And the playing of the Star Spangled Banner, our national anthem here tonight. Going to start off our show here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Again, your source for eSport racing here this evening. Hopefully got the microphone issues a little bit better here. I got a son who's tries to be a technician over here and turns my gain all the way up on my microphone. So I apologize for that one. That was what was going on here. Got one of those blue microphones in the gain is what happens here tonight. So going to wait for these guys. Again, initial for those of you who are new to this, official green flag goes on after they set their lineup via pill draw. So these guys are going to go around and get the initial green flag, get into their lineups, and then take off out of turn number 4. So we're going to wait for that lineup just a little bit, but we're going to talk to Jake here just a little bit while we are waiting. Thank you, David Blackbird, for the 200-star donations. I see Tyler Blankenship out here, but we're going to talk to Jake here a little bit. And Jake, I tell you, I think it's great to have you back here on the Full Velocity Racing Network, but you got a fantastic race coming up here. We want to talk a little bit about that because we don't get Monstar Productions on here enough. But Jake, what type of race do you have coming up? Explain to the viewers out there that are watching us. I know there's got to be some interest that we can peak here on the Full Velocity Racing Network.
Well, yeah, we're doing our first big race here for Monstar Productions. We're putting together our own event, and it's going to be July 2nd at 8 p.m. Central Time, $10 entry, winner takes all. So, winner takes the whole shebang there. It's going to be the Firecracker 40 to celebrate America. It's going to be a big, it's going to be at Volusia Speedway, and you can find it here on Full Velocity Racing Network. It's going to be with the UMP Modifieds. So, get out there, sign up. You can go to Monstar Productions on Facebook. There you can find either a Google Sheet to sign up for, or you can message us on the page. We'll get you signed up through the page as well. So, it's going to be a big deal. $10 entry, like I said, winner takes all. It's our first event, so we're going to try to get in clean and nice and make something happen here. We've already got some really good drivers signing up. We're hoping to have a big crowd, and with the partnership here with Full Velocity Racing Network, I can see it going very well. So, want to get all you modified drivers out there and hopefully have a really good night for the Full Velocity guys here.
Yeah, definitely. We're looking forward to the Firecracker 40 here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network, the iRacing.com page truck coming in. But we want to ask you guys, I know Jake probably looking for some sponsors out there for the Firecracker 40, maybe to help the initial blow of that and maybe do some more things there with the Firecracker 40. How would you get involved? If you want to be a sponsor there, Jake, how would you get involved with Monstar Productions and the Firecracker 40 that's coming up on July 2nd?
Well, all you got to do is message us at Monstar Productions or find me on Facebook at Jake Keel. Jake, spelled just like you normally would with Keel. It's real easy. We're going to be trying to, like I said, we're going to try to get a good amount of cars there. And you can come and sponsor us if you want to do like a, hard charger award, pole winner award, whatever you want to do, best looking car award. Just let us know. We can get your money onto there and get your logo, your name, whatever you want to put it under for our race. You're more than welcome to. I would be glad to bring on some partners here. And if you donate to this race, your name is going to be all over it, especially on Full Velocity Racing Network.
Yeah, definitely. We push that a lot, and I cannot wait for that race. Again, we are part of this with Jake, and we extend our partnership here. Jake's been a great announcer for us here at Full Velocity Racing Network. We want to make sure everybody knows that Jake and Monstar Productions, we back him 110% on this show, so make sure you check that on out, like I said. So it looks like we're going to throw this yellow flag out. It looks like we're going to get restacked or repacked here for the initial green flag here. Like you're going to say, we're going to see that Hanover Record Service yellow flag come out right now. These guys getting into line. So we're going to go ahead and do the live starting grid as they're going to be running here. Starting on the pole is going to be, I believe, is what we have, the number 1 of Alex Brewer. Outside of him will be the double knot machine of Michael Whitlock.
Yeah, the number 71 inside row number 2, that'll be Daniel Stifler with the number 02 to his outside. That'll be Marcus Brown.
Hopefully I got this right again. Steven Radoon's in the 78 machine, going to roll off in the 5th position. I believe the 07 of Justin Pruitt going to roll off 6th.
Well, in the 6th spot, actually, that's the number 06 of Matthew Everts, according to the lineup they gave us here in the chat. Inside row number 4, the 111, that'll be Kyle Moyer with the number 07 to his outside. That is Justin Pruitt. In the number 20 car, that'll be Greg Tuberville with the number 420 to his outside of Eric Elmore. Then in the number 84, that'll be E.J. Jones with the number 17 of Chad Bird. Rounding out your field in the number 21 machine will be Jim Revis with the number 010 I'm seeing of Casey Brunson. They're about to get stacked and packed and ready to go here for Wednesday night street fights here at the DWR.
Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic show here tonight with these guys. A little bit light of a crowd here for Wednesday night street fights, the middle of the week here this week. USA Speedway, not a favorite of a lot of guys out there. It's one of my. I kind of like the track. It's a little bit longer. It's a little bit different than what the norm here is on iRacing. Like to see some more tracks, obviously. Like to see some more dirt tracks come out. Hopefully, iRacing is listening to us when the dirt races are pretty much saying, "Hey, let's get some more racetracks. Let's get some more oval tracks out here because we've been running the same oval tracks for quite some time." We would like to all see some new tracks as these guys getting locked and loaded, restacked, repacked. Here it looks like maybe they'll get green flag out of turn number 4. Looks like that iRacing.com pace truck going to take down to the inside of the track here this time. Bias to enter that back straightaway.
Yes, it does. He looks like he's going to go into the pit area here very shortly. Those caution lights are off of the pace truck, and looks like Alex Brewer going to bring them to the stripe. We're going to see when that pace truck decides to duck on off. As cars up to speed, green flag in the air, we are racing into turn number 1.
Alex Brewer leads the charge down into turn number 1. Michael Whitlock in the double knot machine running in that second spot. Everett's down to the bottom side in that 06 machine. Side-by-side battle for that second spot.
Yes, that number 06 of Everts looking up underneath that 00 of Whitlock. Whitlock going to go down to the bottom now. He's going to get a fender up underneath the number 1 of Alex Brewer. Brewer trying to hold on to the race lead as we head down the straight.
And Brewer continues to hold on to the race lead into turn number 1. Everett's now looking back down to the bottom side, trying to get that forward bite off of corner number 2. Meanwhile, battle for that first spot starting to heat up. Stifler and the 07 of Justin Pruitt. Pruitt was down to the bottom side there momentarily, but these guys pretty much staying single file down the back straightaway.
Yeah, Pruitt was looking up underneath that 71. He was trying to make the move down that straightaway, but he could not quite get up underneath him. He's going to settle behind that number 71. As the top 3 starting to get a little bit single file, but they're staying right there, bumper to bumper, as the 00 is going to get underneath your race leader. Can he make a move into the turn? We're going to see as we go down into the turn.
Yeah, down into the turn. Whitlock back down to the bottom, letting her eat down there, catfishing it down there next to the wall. Side by side, coming off of turn number 4. Still Alex Brewer with the momentum on the chop shelf for the Speedway. Going to propel him back to the lead as he leads the charge into 1.
I like Whitlock right now as he is making some really good moves. Now look at the number 06 of Everts down on the inside. Everts was making a move on that double op machine as the number 1 of Alex Brewer is going to hold on to the lead. Now Stifler has caught the top 3. Daniel Stifler in that number 71 trying to make a move and break into your podium.
Yeah, Stifler and Pruitt right there. They're trying to break into the podium there. Like you said, they caught up to the top 3 right now. Brewer holding on, maintaining that top spot. Now Everett's looking down to the bottom. He's peeking. He's doing a little dipsy doodle there with the 06 machine, trying to get around the double knot machine down the front straightaway here into turn number 1. Nobody really trying real hard. They're not doing a full send here. So we're only on lap number 10 of 70.
Yeah, that number 07 really trying to make some moves down there and get around that 71. But like you said, everyone's kind of content so far as we've got a long race here. I mean, there's a lot of laps to go here for this Wednesday night street fight. Alex Brewer really liking how it's shaken out early as it's letting him stay up there in that lead. But he's just not able to quite get away from these top 3. As that double of Michael Whitlock, he is staying glued to that number 1 machine. We'll see if he's got anything for him as we head down into 1.
As we head down into turn number 1, I've focused my energy, my vision on the 111 machine of Kyle Moyer. He's locked in a battle with Greg Tuberville, the 010 machine of Casey Brunson, EJ Jones, the natural one, looking to the outside. They got a nice side-by-side battle going down the back straightaway here to turn number 33 wide as Casey Brunson down to the bottom side.
It never fails to look back, and that number 84 seems to be charging through the field. That car always seems to look like he is just covered in dirt on the front of that street stock. But 3 wide back there, you've got the number 06 now looking back underneath Michael Whitlock for that second spot. He's just able to get about halfway next to that double-up machine and just cannot quite seal the deal. You got to love this racing up front. They're staying glued to each other. They're not getting away, and that's great racing.
Definitely great racing up towards the front of the field. There's nobody really getting away, like you said there, Jake, because this is a open setup league here at DWR on Wednesday nights. These guys do a fantastic job getting it done, I'm going to say. Open setup, no easy task, especially in the street stocks. These are the best of the best street stock drivers. We've coined that here in the Dirt Warrior Racing League here. And watching these guys each and every Wednesday night, Sunday night for their shootout, those guys put on one whale of a show here, whether it's Wednesday or Sunday.
Yeah, Casey Brunson now with Easy-E, EJ Jones right behind him. Brunson had made the move on the number 20 car of Greg Tuberville. Tuberville had lost the spot. Now he's gotten back around the 010, but Brunson making a heck of a move down there on the inside.
Yeah, Brunson definitely making a great move there. The 010 machine trying to look down to the inside now of Greg Tuberville, side-by-side battle coming down through the corner. The natural one, EJ Jones at Cedar Cove, number 84 machine, trying to make some headway up towards the front of this one here, trying to predict himself to the front, trying to propel himself to the front for that matter. And the number 84 machine starting deep in the field.
Up front, it's still Alex Brewer. Brewer still trying to hold on to that race lead. Whitlock is right there within striking distance, but he just cannot quite seal the deal. It's always awesome to see a guy that's running up front that's got almost nothing on the front of that vehicle, as that number 1 has stayed clean throughout this whole race so far. But that 06 of Matthew Everts now looking to the high side of Michael Whitlock, as Whitlock now looking to the bottom of Alex Brewer. We might have a race for this lead here soon.
Yeah, the old double dot machine of Michael Whitlock's had a lot of bad luck this season. Now it looks like the 06 of Everett's going to power move him on the outside. The chop shop for the Speedway put himself into second, drop kick that double knot machine back to the third spot. Michael Whitlock starting to fall through the field here just a tad bit, but now he fires back down to the inside. He's trying to make that inside work, but here comes the 06 of Everett's down to the inside. This is a battle for the lead.
Battle for the lead into turn number 1. Everts has the advantage down on the inside. Can he seal the deal out of turn number 2? He will. New leader down the backstretch. Matthew Everts to the race lead. Brewer back to second.
Fantastic race for the 06 of Matthew Everts. Alex Brewer now back down to the bottom side. Swinging her in deep down into the bottom side by side here for the top spot. As they come off of turn number 4, it's still side by side. Drag race down here to the start finish line. Give it to Everts that time by.
Everts just getting out in front of that number 1, but here comes Brewer back down to the inside. Can Brewer make it work off turn number 2? They'll try to drag race down into turn number 3. Now Brewer will tuck up behind the number 06. Meanwhile, right behind them, the 00 of Whitlock and the 71 of Stifler within striking distance. Stifler really fast there on the top side. We'll see if he has anything for that 00.
And Stifler definitely coming up through the field. The Iceman, the Daniel Stifler, number 71 machine, working over the bottom side there of Michael Whitlock, trying to make something happen. Looks like the battle for the lead trying to settle down just a tad bit. That's between Everts and Brewer. Brewer about a half a car length behind that 06 machine as they enter turn 3. Brewer looking down to the bottom side once again. He cannot get that forward bite coming off the corner, though, to get back around Everts.
Yeah, you never want to lose the lead, but they do know that there is a lot of race left here with this street fight tonight, as Brewer's just trying to keep it clean and stay with the number 06 at this point. We will see if he makes a move here shortly. I don't expect him to. I figure he will probably try to save it towards the end if he can stay with that number 06. But this is an amazing race so far. Usually we start to get a little bit spread out through this point, and we're just not seeing that tonight. Everyone is staying right with each other. E.J. Jones now making a move on the number 010 back there. That is your battle for the 6th position. Now here comes Casey Brunson down to the inside of Justin Pruitt. 3-car battle for 6th.
Pruitt glancing it off the wall just a tad bit. Here comes Brunson back down to the bottom side. Really too for a move through the corner almost there between Pruitt and the 84 of E.J. Jones. Look at Brunson just letting her dig on the bottom side, but his run kind of stalls out as he comes off the corner. The power of the outside right now, the outside really, really strong, and here comes the 84 of E.J. Jones, the natural one, trying to work into the middle portion of that track and not able to do something right now with the 07 of Pruitt, but he's got a nice side-by-side battle on his hands.
Stifler with a huge slide job into the 3rd position. He takes the spot from Michael Whitlock. Stifler giving him a little bit of fender there into the turn. Now here comes Alex Brewer down to the inside. I did say that I thought Brewer was going to relax there in that 2nd spot and kind of run with this 06, but he is making the 06 work to hold on to that position.
And they're making a lot of things work there. Stifler really starting to make some headway there. Is now Whitlock going under pressure there from the number 20 of Greg Tuberville. Tuberville looking to the top shelf of the Speedway. Tuberville jumps back into line, but Daniel Stifler really fast right now. Last time by 27.379. That's faster than both your leaders.
Yeah, he is one of the fastest cars here on the track right now. And that number 06 of Matthew Everts, he is having to work to hold on to that top spot as Alex Brewer is all over that back bumper. But now Daniel Stifler has caught our top 2. It's about to get really interesting. We're going to see if that number 71 can try to make the big kind of move he did for that 3rd spot and get up there and contend for this race lead.
Yeah, all this great racing going on, and we're not even halfway home. We're on lap 27 here of 70, so great racing going on here. And these guys starting to light the wick and light that fire. Is the number 71 of Stifler working over the bottom side. You can just see how much faster he is through the middle of that corner and off the corner here. Coming down this straightaway here as he's just starting to dig into the number 1 of Alex Brewer. Brewer now looking back down to the bottom side of the 06 of Everett's there. He knows Stifler's got to be there. Unfortunately, they have rearview mirrors in these cars, so it's going to make you a little bit nervous.
Yes, it's going to get really interesting for this top 2. As Stifler had some momentum, but Brewer kind of going where that number 71 was the last couple laps. The 71 of Stifler really fast, but he's going to have to time it just right to get around Brewer and beat him to his spot through the corner. Brewer, meanwhile, staying glued to that number 06. Matthew Everts just not able to get away so far.
Like we've been talking about, let's take an onboard camera ride. The Monstar Productions onboard camera with the number 71, the driver of the 71, Iceman Daniel Stifler. We're going to take a full lap around USA International Speedway with Stifler.
Stifler looking really good so far. You see his corner entry. He's going to try to jump down to the bottom, and now he just kind of cannot hold on as that car is getting really slick on entry. That bottom side is about used up on entry. It's amazing that it's already glazing over as bad as it is. But he is able to stay right there with about a wheel up underneath the number 1, sitting in that 2nd spot. It's a great view here from the Monstar Productions onboard cam.
Definitely a great view. We always like to show the Monstar Productions onboard camera, our official onboard camera of every race car out there on the track. And the thing.
Oh, we got trouble behind him.
Trouble.
The 00 getting turned. I did not quite see who turned him, but I did see that 00 getting way sideways off corner. It looks like contact with Tuberville. Might have been incidental. Looks like it might have been one of those kind of racing deals, but someone trying to get into position already occupied by the 00 of Michael Whitlock. That'll send Michael to the back of this one, and we'll see where it all shakes out from there.
We're definitely going to bring out our first Hanover Wrecker Service yellow flag of the evening, with contact being made between Greg Tuberville and the double knot of Whitlock. Whitlock's bad luck still continues this season in that double knot. He's talking about changing numbers here at the end of the season. He just thinks that 00 is just so much bad luck right now, as we got a BladeNote.com instant replay as we're showing what happened there between Tuberville and Whitlock. Whitlock able to get going, but he's got a lot of damage to the left front of that car.
Yeah, there was a lot of damage. He's on pit road. We'll see if he's able to return, but things are going to get really interesting up front here, Tom Stanton, as that will keep Alex Brewer right on the back bumper of the number 06. Will the number 1 be able to make that move into turn number 1? We're going to see. He's had a good run with the number 06 of Everts tonight, and usually the guy in second on these dirt street stocks has the advantage on these restarts. We're going to find out.
Definitely been a rather interesting night here so far. We almost ran halfway without our first yellow, before our first yellow came out. And like you said, Brewer's been pretty fast here. And it seems like after every lap ticks off, he's getting faster and faster and faster. As that lights are extinguished atop that iRacing.com safety truck, the pace truck for that rather, we're getting ready to go back to green flag racing this time. Pies, we're down to the back straightaway. Again, we're going to go green with the iRacing I flag, green flag off of turn number 4. Everett's choosing the bottom. Brewer going to be relegated to the top shelf of the speedway here. We'll see what Brewer is going to be able to do down into 1.
I think that might be a mistake on Everts. We're going to find out. The fast side of the track so far has been that top side. The bottom side's starting to slick off. It's starting to be a little bit of trouble there for those lead lap cars. But pace truck ducking off. We're going racing as we are green flag once again. Everts gets the jump.
Everett gets a jump down into turn 1, and he blocks the run from the number 1 of Alex Brewer. Here comes Stifler. We got 4 wide for that 4th spot. Look at Brunson way down to the bottom. E.J. Jones, you got those 7 of Pruitt and Tuberville. Those guys really racing their hearts out here on that restart. But Brewer now back down to the bottom. Has to check up just a tad bit. That checks up Tuberville. Slinky effect through 3 and 4.
3 wide momentarily for the race lead. We have a new leader down the front stretch. It's Alex Brewer. Now Daniel Stifler trying to make a move, as they are being really dicey here through the turns right now.
Around goes Elmore.
Elmore going around, bringing out your second caution, and things were getting crazy. This was just what we needed here to get some really good side-by-side racing going on. Unfortunately, the number 420 goes around. He was running in the 8th position. But Tuberville, Stifler, Pruitt, all of them were making their case known for that podium spot. And you got to give it to these guys. They're racing hard, even though there is still a lot of race going on.
Yeah, definitely racing hard, and that's what DWR does on a nightly basis. Every time Wednesday comes around, Sunday comes around. But as we see this, BladeNote.com instant replay, the 420 goes all around by a selfie. They got that darn selfie stick out, Jake, and trying to take pictures of himself racing real hot and heavy down there through the corner. And he goes around all by his selfie over there in the corner. The 420, not a lot of damage to that machine, but going to have to be relegated to the rear of this field.
Yeah, I don't really see any damage at all for that 420, but it's a tough break for that driver. As Alex Brewer coming out with the move of the race so far, as he took that lead, made a big run with that number 1 car as everybody was getting side by side behind him. And I'm going to be real interested in seeing how this next restart shakes out. We'll see where the number 1 chooses to be. Todd, I know that you were liking that restart. Do you think they can keep it up for this one?
I think they're going to keep it up. They're going to keep that momentum up there, Jake. It's a fantastic start. We've seen 3 and 4 wide racing. It might not have been, it was temporarily for the lead, then it went back to 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. I mean, these guys were racing like it was the last lap there to get that checkered flag.
Yeah, they were trying to get that always important track position, as you'd rather be up front. I know a lot of the time in dirt track racing, you are biding your time to see if you can make the right move. But a lot of these guys just sitting there, they're not content with sitting back there in the 4th or 5th position. They want to take that lead on this next restart.
Yeah, definitely. And this time, Brewer choosing the bottom side here. He's going to try to do the same thing Everett's did here and get a good restart and then block the run of Everett's going down into the corner. I don't know. I think I question that one, that call. I would have started on the outside. Howard Weaver says the best you really want to start on the outside in most of these simulations anymore is of right now the way the track is. So Howard Weaver's been right so far, but green flag's up in the air. The iRacing I flag, green flag that is, and we're racing down into turn number 1.
We are racing into turn number 1 as Alex Brewer holding that lead. Look at Pruitt down on the inside. He trying to make a run for that 3rd spot. Cannot quite keep the momentum going. But Daniel Stifler and Tuberville going to battle it out for that 2nd spot. Here goes Everts down on the inside. We could have a new leader and slide up in front of that number 1. We have a new leader.
New race leader, the 06 of Everett. And I tell you what, Brewer gave him one whale of a shot down into turn number 1. Slide job down here to 1. Is he going to make it stick on Everett? Look at the shot out of the cannon. Everett's off of turn 2, still side by side down the back straightaway.
Drag race into turn number 3 as Brewer has the low side. Stifler within striking distance, trying to make it a 3-car battle for the race lead. As Brewer's going to lead now off of turn number 4. Everett's going to get him at the line. Did he? No, Brewer the new leader.
Alex Brewer, the new leader here as he slides up in front. No, can't pull it off there again, so Everett's not going away at the top shelf of the Speedway. This time Brewer going to get him, nudge him down the back straightaway. Up in front of Everett. Is he going to pull another slider into turn number 3? Here comes Matthew Everett down to the inside. Slide job through 3 and 4.
Matthew Everett back to the point as he is bringing the number 71 of Daniel Stifler with him down on the inside. Stifler trying to get around that number 1 car and battle it out with that number 06. As now Everett does the crossover on the number 1. We're 3 wide momentarily as Brewer going to try to take that lead back down the backstretch.
Those two drivers exchanging blows here on Wednesday night street fights as Alex Brewer back down to the bottom side takes back over the lead here officially off of turn number 4. New race leader Stifler now into the fray in the 71.
Everett's going to settle back behind the number 1 now as Brewer tries to block off that number 06 into the turn. Turn number 2, out of turn number 2, excuse me. The number 06 just cannot quite get that advantage on the number 1. And now Stifler looking like he's going to set them both up. Everett's going back down to the bottom. Can he power around the number 1? It looks like he might, as he's got the advantage off turn number 4, but Brewer going to lead at the line.
Everett's going back down to the bottom in that 06 machine as they enter turn number 1. Is he going to pull a slider here on Brewer? Brewer's got that momentum, the loud pedal up on the top shelf of the Speedway. Look at the cannon ship out of the corner down the back straightaway. They pull up alongside each other once again. And then turn number 3, Everett's got the line on the bottom side. Can he make the slider work? He's going to pull up in front of Brewer here, I think, this time by off of turn number 4. New race leader, Everett's again.
Just barely clearing that number 1, the 06 of Matthew Everett's. Everett's to the top side. Now Brewer back down to the bottom. Slide job into turn number 2. They make contact. That opens up the door for Daniel Stifler and also the 010 of Casey Brunson. Brunson going to go to that 4th spot, but Stifler is going to pull off that pass for the 2nd position as we head through the turn.
Yeah, pulling off that pass for that 2nd position is Stifler. The 06 of Everett's now back up alongside of him. Side-by-side battle for the top, the 2nd spot, I should say. Almost 3 wide for the race lead. 4 wide almost for the race lead. Here comes Brunson. He's letting her dig on the bottom side. The 010, where did he come from?
That 010 of Brunson gave it all she had down on the inside. Casey Brunson, that car, he is using it up as we are about to go 3 wide. He is actually sitting in that 3rd position as we head down the front stretch.
Yeah, sitting in the 3rd position. Here comes Brunson back down to the bottom. He's firing here on all cylinders, getting around Daniel Stifler for that 3rd spot. Stifler still going to battle back on the outside. Meanwhile, battle for the lead starting to heat up again. Down the back straightaway, it's still Brewer. But here comes Everett. He's peeking back down to the inside, trying to pull a slider here, trying to get up alongside of him. It is still Brewer. A little bit of contact there. Rubbit is racing off of turn number 4.
Bumping doors down the front stretch as the number 06 of Everett's going to tuck behind the number 1 and set him up into turn number 1. Matthew Everett's powering around down the inside. Casey Brunson making moves for that 3rd spot. Where has Casey Brunson come from? Brunson is making a late race charge here in that number 010.
Yeah, Brunson last time by 27. .633, fastest amongst leaders right now, the top 5. He is definitely the fastest car out there on the Speedway as we are on lap 50 of 70. It is the number 1 of Alex Brewer holding on, but Everett's not going away, challenging back down. He's up alongside of him, side by side off of turn 2.
They bump fenders down the front stretch, or down the back stretch, excuse me, as the number 1 trying to hold on here as we are coming to lap 51. The number 1 of Alex Brewer trying to hold on to the race. They make contact off turn number 4. It's about to get interesting as we head into turn number 1.
Side by side for that top spot. Brewer slips way up the track, and that might be from the little bit of contact there on the front straightaway. But Brewer, what a run, coming down the back straightaway, gives a shove to Everett's down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Brewer back down to the inside.
Everett's blocking off the number 1. This is the definition of a Wednesday night street fight up front, as the number 1 of Alex Brewer and the number 06 trading shots. Haymakers into turn number 1 and through the backstretch, as Everett's now holding on down to the inside. Look at Casey Brunson. Brunson with that huge run. All of them are making contact, and now Brunson.
Oh!
Whoa, Stifler and Everett's.
Oh, Stifler and Everett's almost upside down, almost going for a ride. Yellow flag going to fly. This is going to restack and repack this field, and we're going to see some more hot and heavy racing. Man, you can't get much better than that on a Wednesday night. Wednesday night street fights here. DWR, fantastic racing going on here this evening.
Tough break for the 06. He and the number 1 were trading shots. It got him way out of shape down that stretch. And bringing out your caution as he made contact with, I do believe, did you say Daniel Stifler in the number 71? It doesn't look like a whole lot of damage to those 2 cars. There's a relatively light field tonight, so there might be a chance for them to make something out of this. But, you know, it's just a tough break for those 2 drivers. They've been running really good all night long. That gives Alex Brewer the lead back. But that puts someone very interesting in second, Casey Brunson, who's had that big-time run down on the inside. We'll see if he can make a move on this restart.
Yeah, definitely see if he can make a move as we're looking at the instant replay just to see what happened. I don't think Everett's thought Stifler was there. I mean, Everett's made an evasive maneuver to try to get back to the top side and try to make another run for it, but I don't think he knew Stifler was there, and around and out he goes. He did dance on his hood just a tad bit, but Everett's able to join the tail in the field. I don't think there's a ton of damage to that 06 machine, Jake. So, again, like you said, light field here. Going to restart right around the 11th position. So, we'll look for him to come back to the front.
Yeah, that car is very fast tonight. The number 06, we'll see if he can keep it going. But Alex Brewer, your race leader, it's going to be Casey Brunson in that second spot. I'm showing the number 07 of Justin Pruitt unofficially in that third spot. And then Daniel Stifler did not stop on the racing surface, so he did not lose any of his positions. But I do believe we are about to go racing once again as the lights going out on the pace truck. We'll see you on the front stretch.
As we're getting ready to go down to the front straightaway here, like you said, lights are extinguished as they're entering the back straightaway here. It is Brewer and Brunson. Brewer electing to take over the bottom once again there, Jake. So we'll see how this works and it plays out for the number 1 machine as we turn into turn number 3. So hopefully we'll see a great race. Green flag racing all the way to the finish would be fantastic. But it's going to get interesting. Things are going to get hot and heavy off of turn number 4. iRacing.com. Pace truck down the pit road. Green flags in the air, and we're racing down the front straightaway.
Brunson staying with the number 1 as we head into turn number 1. We have not seen a lot of Casey Brunson on the outside. We're going to see what he can do up there. As now look at the number 07 of Justin Pruitt trying to make a move. Brunson getting into the back of the number 1 of Alex Brewer. There goes Brunson down to the bottom. He's going to try to make a move into turn number 3.
Yeah, Casey Brunson down to the bottom side by side. Battle for that top spot as they exit turn number 4. Let's see what the drag race is going to unveil here. The number 1 at the line. Alex Brewer going to lead that time by. But I tell you what, Casey Brunson not going away. Fighting back down to the inside.
Alex Brewer tagging the wall. Now here comes the number 010 down to the inside. Brewer tagged the wall with that right rear, but he was able to keep it contained. Casey Brunson has that car working down there in the slick. As the number 1 trying to come down the track. Caution on the speedway. We'll try to see what's going on there, but Looks like there might have been something going on with the number 111 of Kyle Moyer. I'm personally looking back. Yep, the number 111 and a couple other cars getting together there.
Yeah, the 111 going up the track there, almost in the ECE. Eric Elmore aboard that 420 machine and comes back down the track, and guess who's waiting for him? The 06 of Matthew Everett, so tough break for him. The 21 of Jim Revis has not had a good night either. He is been relegated around 12th or 11th position. Now has a little bit of damage to the front end of that car, Jake.
I believe he had some problems there early as he went down a few laps there at the beginning, and just got all of his laps back due to the waiver rounds. So we'll see if he's able to continue. I don't know if he had much damage there to begin with. I'm not sure why he had to make it to pit road, but that'll put Alex Brewer back into the race lead. Casey Brunson in that second spot. He does not like starting up there at the top, I don't think. That car's been working there on the bottom side, and Brewer's been really good on the top side. So it's kind of it's an interesting play by Alex Brewer, sacrificing where he's been the best to keep the guy behind him out of his preferred line. So we're going to see what these two cars decide to do here on the restart, as Alex Brewer and Casey Brunson about to put on a show for the ages here in Wednesday night street fights.
Yeah, definitely going to be a fantastic show here, and we're going to be under 10 to go. We're going to have 10 to go at the line as those lights are extinguished. Like you said, we're going to go green flag racing off of turn number 4. We're going to give you a little bit of a rundown, see if we can do the rundown rather quickly here. This is Alex Brewer, Casey Brunson, Justin Pruitt, Daniel Stifler, Chad Bird up to the 5th spot. 6 is Greg Tuberville, E.J. Jones, Eric Elmore, Steve Radunes, Matthew Everett, Jim Revis, Kyle Moyer. Behind the wall, Michael Whitlock in the double knot, and Marcus Brown in the 0-2, not making the call either here tonight. There was 14 cars that started this event, so it's a little bit light. It's iRacing.com. Pace truck getting ready to pull off a turn number 4. They're restacked. They are repacked, and we're waiting for that iRacing. I flag, green flag, a little bit of contact here on the initial start, but look at Brunson right up alongside the one of Brewer, down into turn number 1.
Brewer going down to the inside, going to try to pull the slider. Now look at Justin Pruitt down on the inside. Pruitt making a huge run through 1 and 2. Now Brunson will go to the outside. Brunson has the advantage into turn number 3, but Justin Pruitt making moves down there on the inside.
Look at the 07 of Justin Pruitt down to the inside, side-by-side battle with Casey Brunson. Brunson right now holding on to that second spot. We thought he was fast, but Pruitt coming alive. A little bit of contact to the wall does Brunson, but Brunson keeps it going. He keeps the power to the floorboard off of turn number 2.
Yeah, Brunson trying to hold on to that second spot and try to get back around that number 1. The number 1 car of Alex Brewer has just been dominant tonight, staying up front. But now look at Justin Pruitt making his move into that second position. The number 10 of Brunson going to go back down to the bottom and try to make a move, as we're going to go 3 wide through 1 and 2.
3 wide there temporarily is now the 010 of Brunson, now moving to the second spot all by himself as Pruitt running in that third spot. Challenges from the 71 is Stifler. Stifler has not won away. E.J. Jones now into the fray. Same way with the 17 to Chad Bird. Here comes Brunson down to the inside as the number 1 of Alex Brewer has led 42 laps so far, and we got 7 to go.
That's right, 7 to go as Brunson goes back down to the bottom. Daniel Stifler trying to make some moves there and get into that top 3 once again. But Casey Brunson, this 0-1-0 has been really strong here at the late part of this one. The 07 of Justin Pruitt as well. But I think it's going to come down to this 1 and that 0-1-0. Can Brunson make the move on Brewer? We're going to find out as he's trying to set him up and stay with that number 1. I think he's going to start running the top and just try to follow that number 1 around us. Look at E.J. Jones down to the inside.
Yeah, the natural one, E.J. Jones down to the bottom side trying to make something work there. This is going to be on Justin Pruitt as they enter the back straightaway here to turn number 3. Stifler still into it, but he throws it in hot and heavy. That's going to leave the door wide open for E.J. to complete that pass, and now he's in position number 4. He sets sail for Pruitt.
E.J. Jones now sitting in that 4th spot. Daniel Stifler trying to make the top side run. He makes contact with the wall. He'll fall back to 5th. Pruitt sitting in that third spot. Brunson now going down to the bottom. Can he make the move into turn number 3? There goes Brunson down to the inside. They are side by side off turn number 4. Brunson has the advantage on the inside, but Brewer going to lead that time.
Brewer leading that time by down into turn number 1. As now Brewer goes up, almost makes a lot of contact with the outside walls. Oh man, Brewer coming up the track. He leaves the door wide open. 3 wide for that third spot. E.J. Jones down to the bottom side. He's trying to get a podium finish. That's Cedar Cove number 84 machine, but we're going to stick to the battle up front. It has been hot and heavy all evening long between Brewer and Brunson. Brunson trying to close the gap back as we have 3 laps remaining.
Brunson had made his call. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he made it too early. We're going to see as he is now back bumper that number 1 of Alex Brewer. Brewer trying to hold on. If Brewer can hold on to this win after all of the challengers he has faced throughout this one, it's going to be really interesting as Brunson now going down to the bottom. Brunson trying to set up that number 1 and maybe try to get Brewer to make a mistake here as they're getting closer and closer to that outside wall.
As the 2 laps remain here as they enter the back straightaway, so a lap and a half here for Alex Brewer. Kitty hanging on 47 circuits. He's led here. Lots of challengers has he had. As a 0-1-0, Brunson breathing down his neck, back down to the bottom side. They get the white flag. One more circuit around USA International Speedway to decide this one. Is it going to be Brewer? Is it going to be Brunson? Brunson slows down to the bottom.
Brunson down to the inside. Brewer on the outside. Brunson pulls off the pass down the backstretch. Here comes Brewer back to the inside. They do the crossover. Brunson's going to drive it down deep into turn number 3. Who's it going to be off turn number 4? Brewer protecting the bottom. Brunson, will he make a shot to the one? It's going to be Alex Brewer to the checker.
Alex Brewer, checker flag here for the number 1, taking down the victory. Second's going to go to Casey Brunson. Brunson threw everything at him, including that kitchen sink there for the last lap there. Brunson had the lead temporarily off of turn number 2, but Brewer, crossover maneuver, wins this race here tonight, USA International Speedway. Who said USA International Speedway sucked? Fireworks going off in the background. Again, congratulations to our winner, Alex Brewer, as we get ready to head on over to Discord for the ceremonies, the post-race ceremonies on BladeNode.com victory lane. Alex Brewer taking down the victory, making 360s and making that lawn. And we're going to have to do a little bit of damage control down there after that lawn is all tore up. But Alex Brewer, well-deserved win here on Wednesday night. And welcome back here to Full Velocity Racing Network, Full Velocity Victory Lane here, BladeNo.com Victory Lane. I'm going to make my way down here and talk to our tonight's third place finisher, driver of the Cedar Cove, number 84. That will be EJ Jones. EJ, does not look like one of your favorite tracks here tonight. You didn't come up as fast as you normally do, but taking down a third place finish, podium finish there, and you got to watch one whale of a street fight up in front of you. Tell us about it.
Yeah, the battle was great up front. I felt like I was a pinball at times out there, going 3 wide, 4 wide, and whatever else we were doing out there tonight. But kind of missed the gear, tried something, and that completely failed miserably. So we know not to do that again. But it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else to say. Kind of speechless tonight.
Yeah, definitely speechless here tonight for you, EJ. Congratulations on your victory here or not your victory, I should say, your victory to get into the top 3. I'm so used to calling you victory. I'm so used to interviewing you down in Victory Lane. I made a darn mistake once again here, but gotta have a beer. That's what it's gotta be. It's gotta have a beer. But EJ, great race here, third place finish. I know a lot of people don't say USA is a favorite track of theirs. It's a tough track. It's 3/4 of a length. It's different than what we're accustomed to here tonight. But tell us about your race as far as that goes, EJ, as far as the 3/4 track. Is this one of your favorite tracks or just a track that's not it's so-so for you?
I mean, I personally like the track, but I think I've gotten so far into tinkering with the car from the first race this season that I kind of tinkered it out of the ballpark, and it didn't feel really good. So I went back to a setup I ran last year on it, and it felt quite a bit better than it did the last time I ran here. But I changed the gear like an idiot, and yeah, I felt slow the whole time. I felt like I had absolutely no pull off the turn. So just chalk it up to a learning experience tonight. We'll drink some Michelobes and eat some Fireball cake and tear the pits down, and we'll hope for a better result next week at Lanier with 100 laps at least.
All right, EJ, but we're going to give you the microphone. The floor is all yours. Thank you. I'd like to thank you this evening for your third place finish. I know you had a new crew chief down there. That's why Phil wasn't in the booth. He said he was tinkering with your car earlier.
And maybe why the setup's been so bad on it if Phil's been messing with it. But I just got to thank the guys at Cedar Cove Speed, Charles and Dylan. I also got to thank Eric Eichset with Eichset Wraps for the sweet Michelob wrap. Unfortunately, it's not running too good on the Michelob right now. We'll need to throw some new Michelob out there and see if we can get it to run a lot better here in the coming few weeks. Also, thank the guys here at DWR for putting this on every week for us. Usually have fun doing it, and it's some of the toughest competition you'll see as far as, and almost one of the only open setup leagues you'll find here on the service as well. So I felt like we're actually running more like super stocks than we are straight stocks now. So definitely got to thank those guys for putting this on for us every week as well. And say hey to my mom. Thank my other friend Peter Delavan as well. Thank y'all for doing the broadcast each week for us. And we'll see if we can just see if we can give him hell next Wednesday at Lanier. We'll try something there because I haven't been very good there I haven't been very good there recently either. So it's been kind of in a funk the past few weeks, and we'll eventually get out of it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, picking up third place here tonight at the USA International Speedway, the natural one, EJ Jones, aboard the number 84 machine. We're going to make our way down here to second place, driver the 010, Casey Brunson. And Casey, I got one question. Where'd you come from there? I mean, all of a sudden you were right there with the leaders, and, man, you had a fast hot rod. Tell us about it.
I was real fast out of the gate. I was able to go up to 7th. About halfway through the race, it started getting slow, and I got passed by like 3 cars. But I just stayed there in the bottom, kept on running it.
Definitely like you said, definitely a fast hot rod. I mean, you were able to throw everything you had at Alex Brewer. I thought you had the win coming off of turn 2, but Brewer crossed you over there just a tad bit. But it was a great race. You guys fought side by side. You rubbed, you bumped. That'd be a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. I really wanted it, but he was able to get it. He was a little faster than me.
Yeah, definitely a little bit faster than you, Casey. But I'm going to give you a microphone. The floor is all yours. that win's coming on Wednesday Night Street Fights again there, Casey. It's coming, and we've seen you getting faster and faster and faster each and every time we see you out there on the track. So, microphone floor is all yours. Thank you. I'd like to thank you tonight.
Well, I thank myself for finally finishing something besides third and getting in the interviews and be able to get second. But like Iced Out Raps from the Rap On and DWR putting it on, and EJ Jones said, "Slower is always faster," or slower might be. I don't know. I screwed that one up. Anyway.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, picking up the second place finish here tonight, driver of the 010 machine. That's Casey Brunson. Brunson taking down that second place. But we're going to throw it down to Victory Lane. Usually a man of few words down there in Victory Lane. The driver of the number 1, Alex Brewer. But we're sending Jake Keel down there to congratulate our winner. Take it away, Jake.
Alex Brewer picking up the big win here at Wednesday Night Street Fights, man. How does it feel to pick up this big win? And you really earned it tonight here in Wednesday Night Street Fights. Alex, can you hear me?
Yep, can you hear me?
Man, how does it feel to be down here at Wednesday Night Street Fights, Victory Lane? You definitely earned it tonight.
Yeah, it's really awesome to get my first win at DWR on the Wednesday nights, finally. And it took a lot of work.
Well, you had all sorts of challengers there. Did you think that you were going to get a little bit more dirty of a race there at the end? You know, it is a street fight. You know, did you think that there was going to be a little bit more bumping there at the end?
Yeah, I figured we'd get into each other, but it was pretty clean towards the end.
Well, man, you had that thing rocking and rolling tonight. You said this was your first win here, the Wednesday Night Street Fights, and you like we said, you definitely earned it tonight. You really put a spanking on them tonight. You kept that car up front. We're gonna let you take it away now, and thank everybody you want to thank for putting you in Victory Lane tonight. And go ahead and take it away, Alex.
I'd like to thank all the guys at DWR that put the league together and put the races on every week. And I'd like to thank Rocky Battenfield and EJ Jones. If I ever have a question, those guys are always there to help me out. And Full Velocity TV for putting on the awesome.
Well, thank you, Alex, and congratulations on your big win. Now go down there and celebrate like you like you deserve now, and we'll see you next week.
All right. Thank you, guys. See you later.
Well, Todd, another great night here with Wednesday Night Street Fights. Anything you want to say tonight?
Definitely a fantastic showing here this evening for Wednesday Night Street Fights. Probably, I'm going to have to say this is going up for Race of the Year here of 2019. It'll be one of the races of the year here. And we're going to make sure that we get official voting for that this year. So I know for a fact, I've already started this video. I've saved it. This is one of those races that you got to put in the memory banks here. The Full Velocity Racing Network. Fantastic job by all the DWR guys. The drivers, side by side, 3 and 4 wide. I mean, what more can you ask for on a Wednesday Night Street Fight, Jake?
Well, you had a plethora of challengers up front, and Brewer, was one of the constants, but he held it off, and he definitely earned tonight's win. And man, I'm so glad that I was able to join you guys tonight. It's been a great night of racing, and we're gonna have to do this a lot more.
Yeah, definitely a lot more, Jake. Always have a fun up here in the announcer's booth with you, as we share the same passion, dirt track racing, and trying to make it great again. And man, we share that quite a bit, as I do a lot of this stuff, whether it's online racing, going to the local dirt tracks. It's just because you love the sport. It's a pure passion for anything to do with dirt track racing, period. Do you see me in an asphalt race? Heck no. I'm going to a dirt track race each and every Saturday night that I can get free. Sunday nights if I can get free. If I could find a race every night of the week, I would be there. Trust me, you probably wouldn't see me broadcasting. But, man, what a fantastic showing here tonight, and I can't wait for some more shows.
Well, you said it with the dirt track racing. There's nothing wrong with for all you asphalt guys. We're passion is with the dirt track, but if you are just getting your friends to the track on a weekend, it doesn't matter if it's asphalt, it's dirt, it's off road, whatever it is. Get you and your friends to the racetrack. Make new race fans. That's what we need to do here, and that's why we've started that campaign over at Monstar Productions with the Make Dirt Racing Great Again. And it doesn't just stop at dirt racing. I know that my emphasis is with dirt racing, but it covers all forms of racing there, Todd.
Well, definitely. I'm just not an asphalt racer. There's a lot of guys out there that like
Same
asphalt
here.
racing. There's nothing bad about asphalt racing, I guess. But I grew up around the dirt tracks. I've been to a few asphalt races, and yes, if I go and support them, it's here and there. It's not as much as I do dirt track racing, but I agree with you, Jake. It's about getting somebody to the racetrack, bring a new person to the racetrack, make them familiar with. I took a lot of my kids. I took my kids the last couple of years to dirt track races, like my father did when I was real young, to try to get them involved in it. And he told me not to race cars because of the disease. It is a disease for racing cars. I'll tell you that right now, because you spend a lot of money, but it's fun and all the same, right? I mean, what better thing can you do with your family?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's definitely a passion, and I've always said whenever I raced, it was a drug, and it's the drug that you can never get away from. But I'm glad that y'all brought me on here tonight, and we're going to be talking a lot more. We're going to be doing a lot more of announcing with you guys, and I'm glad I was here tonight.
Well, thanks again for joining us here tonight, and Jake, we'll see you here again in the near future. I know we're talking about dates, so Jake and I will be up in the broadcast booth. Maybe we can get Phil up here with us and do the trifecta. That would be a fantastic show, I'm going to tell you. But I tell you what, for myself, Jake Keel, all of our sponsors, all of our fans out there at Full Velocity Racing Network, I got to thank you guys for tuning in here to Full Velocity. Tomorrow night, yes, we go asphalt racing, NASCAR 2003 style. But we'll be there on Full Velocity Racing Network. Again, good night, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow night. Tune in, guys. Tune in. Support Full Velocity Racing Network. And yes, don't forget, you should get them star donations out there. If we get enough star donations this month, Phil and I will sing the national anthem in duet. So you guys got to get enough out there. We'll let you know. We're talking around 50,000 stars. That's $50. If you guys can get right around that, maybe you'll see us there. If we can get to 75, that would be even more of a mainstay for us to get there. But good night until tomorrow night.